If you're preparing for the NWEA 8th grade MAP test, this video guide will help you understand what to expect and how to practice more effectively. I'll start with a quick overview of the test. Then I'll walk through sample questions in math, reading, language usage, and science. For each question, I recommend pausing the video, trying the answer, and then continuing to hear the explanation. Later in the video, I'll also show a MAP score table for 8th grade so you can better understand how scores and percentiles are usually interpreted. By the end, you'll have a clearer idea of the test format, the question styles, and the skills you may need to strengthen before test day. Let's get started. The NWEA MAP growth is an adaptive test. This means the test changes based on your answers. When a student answers correctly, the next questions may become more challenging. When a student answers incorrectly, the test may give easier questions. This helps the test measure the student's current academic level more accurately. In 8th grade, students are tested in math, reading, language usage, and in some schools, science. Each section usually includes around 43 questions, and the test is untimed, so students can work at a comfortable pace. The 8th grade MAP test is especially important because it comes right before high school. Students may see questions that check middle school skills, but high-performing students may also receive more advanced questions from high school-level topics. That is why preparation should focus on real understanding, careful reading, and step-by-step problem solving, not just memorization. Now let's move into the practice questions. The math section includes operations and algebraic thinking, real and complex number systems, geometry, statistics, probability, and multi-step problem solving. Let's begin with a word problem about event entries. This question has several pieces of information, so it's important to slow down. Pause the video and try it first. The correct answer is D, 765. Let's solve it step by step. First, there are 180 participants. Each participant competes in 4 events. So, 180 times 4 equals 720 event entries. Now the organizers add 3 exhibition events. Each exhibition event includes 1 representative from each of the 15 teams. So each exhibition event has 15 entries. 3 exhibition events times 15 entries equals 45 extra entries. Now add 720 plus 45 equals 765. So the total number of event entries is 765. This question checks multi-step problem solving and whether students can keep track of each part of the situation. Now let's look at a coordinate geometry question. This question asks which statements are true about the 2 triangles. There may be more than one correct answer, so you need to check each statement carefully. Pause here and try it. The correct answers are B, D, and E. Let's check them one by one. Point E is located at 2, 1. That means answer B is true. Answer A says point E is at 1, 2, but that reverses the X and Y values, so answer A is not correct. Now look at the 2 triangles. The left triangle is on the left side of the Y-axis, and the matching triangle is on the right side. The Y values stay the same, but the X values change signs. For example, a point with an X value of -5 becomes a matching point with an X value of 5. That means the triangle is reflected over the Y-axis, so answer D is true. And because a reflection over the Y-axis changes each X value to its opposite, answer E is also true. The triangle is not reflected over the X-axis because the Y values do not change signs, so answer C is not correct. This question checks coordinate points, reflections, and transformation rules. All right, time to move on to the reading section. The reading test section checks comprehension, vocabulary, literary text, informational text, the ability to understand meaning from context, and more. Let's start with a vocabulary and context question. This question asks about the meaning of the word charge. Charge can have several meanings, so the key is to use the sentence context. Pause the video and choose the meaning that best fits this sentence. The correct answer is E, to rush forward in an attack. In this sentence, the word general, the word soldiers, and the phrase enemy was waiting all give us context. This is a military situation, so charge means to rush forward in an attack. The other answer choices are real meanings of the word charge, but they do not fit this sentence. This question checks whether students can choose the correct meaning of a multiple meaning word based on context. Now let's try a literary text question. The question asks for the narrative point of view. Pay attention to who is telling the story and how much the narrator knows. Pause here and choose the best answer. The correct answer is B, third person omniscient. The passage uses third-person words like Jason, Maria, he, and her. So it is not first person, and it is not second person. Now we need to decide whether it is third-person limited or third-person omniscient. The narrator knows what Jason is thinking. Jason wishes he had remembered his umbrella. The narrator also knows what Maria is doing across town. And the narrator tells us that Maria does not know her brother is thinking of her. That means the narrator knows more than one character's thoughts or situation. So the point of view is third-person omniscient. This question checks whether students can notice both the pronouns and the narrator's knowledge. If you're finding this video helpful so far, please like it and subscribe. It helps us keep creating clear and practical test prep videos for parents and students. And if you want more structured practice, you can also check out GiftedReady, where you'll find map practice resources with test-like questions, targeted quizzes, and clear explanations. Now let's continue with language usage. The language usage section measures grammar, punctuation, spelling, sentence structure, word choice, writing organization, and many other skills. Let's start with the first question. This question asks for the best conjunctive adverb. A conjunctive adverb connects ideas and shows the relationship between them. Pause here and choose the word that best connects those ideas. The correct answer is A, nevertheless. The two sentences show contrast. The experiment was repeated to make the results accurate. But even after repeating it, the results still had some inconsistencies. Nevertheless means even so or however. So it fits the contrast between the two ideas. This question checks whether students understand transitions and logical connections between sentences. Now let's try a writing organization question. Pause the video, read the short paragraph, and choose the best answer. The correct answer is C. This sentence introduces the main idea of the paragraph. The rest of the paragraph explains how distractions like smartphones and streaming platforms can reduce focus, lower productivity, and affect school performance. Answer A is too broad and positive. Answer B does not match the paragraph. Answer D is only a detail. Answer E introduces a new idea that the paragraph does not support. This question checks whether students can choose a topic sentence that matches the paragraph's central idea. Let's continue with the science test section. Some schools also include the MAP science test in 8th grade. Science questions cover life science, physical science, earth and space science, and scientific reasoning. For this video, I'll show one earth and space science practice question. This question asks what the fossil pattern tells us about the history of the landscape. Pause here and choose the best answer. The correct answer is B. The pattern of fossils suggests that the environment changed over time. If lower layers show evidence of land life and higher layers show evidence of sea life, that means the area was once dry land and later became covered by ocean water. This is exactly why fossils are so useful. They help scientists reconstruct past environments. This question checks whether students can use evidence from rock layers to understand how a landscape changed over time. Now, let's look at the 8th grade MAP RIT score table. This table shows RIT scores and percentiles for mathematics, language usage, reading, and science, based on NWEA's most updated documents. Let's explain how to read the table. A RIT score gives a picture of your child's academic level. It helps show the level of questions your child is likely ready to work on. The percentile shows how your child's score compares with other students in the same grade. For example, the middle row usually represents the median or mean range. Scores above that range suggest stronger performance compared with the norm group. Scores below that range may point to subjects or skills that need more support. The most important takeaway is this. A MAP score can help you understand what your child already knows, where the gaps are, and what to work on next. This is especially useful in 8th grade because the results can help guide high school readiness, advanced placement decisions, tutoring, or targeted practice before the next testing term. So how can you help your child improve their MAP performance? Start with steady practice. Short, focused sessions are usually better than long sessions that feel stressful or overwhelming. Next, practice by skill. Use your child's last MAP score chart to identify weaker areas and gaps and focus on them first. This usually results in the biggest score improvements. Another important step is to review mistakes. A wrong answer is not just something to correct. It is a clue that shows what your child needs to practice next. It also helps to use test-like questions. MAP questions often look different from regular worksheets. Students need to read carefully, compare answer choices, and understand exactly what the question is asking. That is why I recommend focused practice rather than random worksheets. For a more complete option, you can check out GiftedReady's 8th grade MAP practice package. It includes structured practice across math, reading, language usage, and science, with explanations that help students learn from each question. I added a link to the practice package in the video description and the pinned comment. That brings us to the end of this video. If some questions felt easy, that's a good sign. If others felt challenging, that is also completely normal. The MAP test is adaptive, so students may see questions from different levels. The goal of practice is to find gaps early, build skills gradually, and help your child feel more confident before test day. In 8th grade, that preparation can also support the transition into high school, where reading, math, writing, and science expectations become more demanding. If this video helped, please like it and subscribe for more practical test prep videos. And for more support, visit GiftedReady and explore the complete MAP practice resources. Thanks for watching, and I wish your child lots of success with the MAP test.